Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the St. Thomas University Fall Open House for 2021. We are very excited to have you join us today for what is going to be a wonderful event. Over the next few hours, we are going to share with you lots of information about St. Thomas University. You're going to hear from lots of my colleagues here at the campus and really try to focus in on helping you as a prospective student get as much information that you possibly need in order to make your decision as to which university is the right fit for you. So my name is Ryan Sullivan. I am the Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management here at St. Thomas University. And more importantly, I'm a proud STU alum. I will be your MC for today, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you not only what we do and how we do it, but why we do it. As we begin today's event, I would like to acknowledge that St. Thomas University is situated on the banks of the beautiful Wolastoq River on the traditional unceded territory of the Wolastoqiyik and Mi'kmaq people. It is great to see so many people joining us today, and my colleague Mike, who's behind the scenes, is going to launch a poll right now so you can share with us where you are. We'd just like to get a good sense of who's joining us and where you're joining us from today. We'll give you a few moments there now that the poll has launched to indicate to us. I guess there are three parts to the poll, Mike. See that not only where you're joining us from, but how you would describe yourself as well as a participant today. So please take a moment to do that. While you do that, I'll share with you a few pieces of information that'll be important for the next couple of hours. First and foremost, your microphone and your camera are turned off for your comfort. So sit back, grab a coffee, a tea, a juice, a water, and enjoy and relax a little bit here on Saturday morning. And know that you can still participate by asking as many questions that you might have. We have a whole team of people with us, both admissions counselors and current students, who will be answering questions as you post them in the Q&A box that you'll see at the bottom of your screen. You can either submit your question with your name or anonymously. Either way is fine with us, and we'll be answering as many questions as we possibly can live. But of course, with time constraints, there will be some questions that the team who are here can answer for you by typing responses. We're also going to have a couple of panels of experts, which include professors, students, current students, student services staff, as well as some of our admissions counselors who will be able to answer questions live as well. So with that, Mike, I'll maybe get you to close out the polls, and we'll see where people are tuning in from. So 90 people are here from Canada. We have some people from the US, the Caribbean, Central and South America, Europe, really all around the world. That's wonderful to see. And I see that many are interested potential STU students looking for more information. Some of you have already been accepted, which is wonderful. I'll remind those who are just looking for information that, of course, you should have received, or you would have received, a waiver code to apply today as part of participating in Open House, where you'll get your applications done for process for free. So we'd encourage you to fill out that application at your earliest convenience. And then I see that there's a good mix of what people are looking to learn about today: student life and experiences, our academic opportunities, internships, and career development. Yeah, really great mix. So this is wonderful. And of course, living in residence, which is an important piece of coming to St. Thomas and having a real good, true campus experience. So we have Fredericton is a beautiful city, lots of opportunity of places to live, but of course, living right on campus in one of our newly renovated residences is a top choice for many of our students. So there is information up right now about how to apply. You'll see the stu.ca/apply now. And for those of you who have not yet applied, you can use the code FALL-OH22 to apply for have your application fee waived today. So today's schedule includes like I said, experts from different corners of our campus community to give you a meaningful glimpse of what it's like to study at St. Thomas. I encourage you to engage in discussion so that we can ensure to answer as many questions that you have on your mind. You'll see the schedule ahead of you. It is a great opportunity to not only get to know a little bit more about St. Thomas, but also learn what it'd be like to be in a class. We have a psychology class that we'll be doing today, and then a panel of academic advisors, student services support team, and then one of the most exciting piece will be a live campus tour by our current students. So St. Thomas is Canada's only university focused exclusively on liberal arts, and with options in social sciences, humanities, and fine arts. We also have some science courses that students can choose from. We have many different options that students can choose from, and I'm sure that we can engage with much of your interest here at St. Thomas. We are a university that ensures that students have that opportunity to get to know their professors and their professors get to know them. In fact, our average class size is only 26 students. And so it is a really distinct advantage when you're looking at St. Thomas compared to other universities, where when you're finished at the university, whether you're looking to apply for jobs or continue your studies, you will know that you have an opportunity to have support from professors who can not only guide you, but also provide you with good references. We do this because it's really important for us to be able to instill a sense of accomplishment and also ensure that students have the core skills that they need to be successful. As an example of that, we have asked one of our recent alumna who has gone on to great success already to join us today and share with you a little bit about her experience at St. Thomas and what she's been doing since then. Brianna Workman graduated from St. Thomas in 2019, and after having been heavily involved in the campus community, both as a residence advisor, campus tour ambassador, a student union vice president, and ultimately the president of the students union as well. Her involvement also included a time with the moot court here at St. Thomas, where she and the team won the Osgood Cup, the Canadian National Moot Court Championships. We are honored to have her joining us from her home province in Ontario today.
Morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Ryan, for that introduction. And really pleased to be here this morning to give this greeting at the beginning of the open house. As Ryan said, I'm Brianna. I'm speaking to you today from Ottawa, Ontario. I graduated from St. Thomas in 2019, and after that went to Carleton University to pursue my Master's of Political Management. And so today I work as Manager of Government Policy at a firm called Impact Public Affairs, which is a public affairs consulting firm based out of Ottawa that provides a variety of services from government relations, communications, and media relations to various clients. So my days now here in Ottawa are really centered around solving problems, thinking critically, talking about politics, and thinking about how to do effective advocacy. And I have to say right off the bat that these are all things I did not know much about or know that I could love so much before I went to St. Thomas. And so I really do think that so much of who I am today and the path that I'm on was really formed and molded by my time at STU. And so that's why I'm so excited to have this opportunity to share a little bit about that experience with you over the next few minutes to kick off today's open house. But first, a short story. So as Ryan said, I am also a very proud STU alumni, and I wear my T ring here every day. But when I first came back to Ottawa in 2019, after graduating, before starting my master's, I worked for the summer as a tour guide on Parliament Hill here in Ottawa, giving tours to visitors from all over the world of the Parliament buildings. And I wore my T ring, but I also used to wear my T pin on my uniform vest. And I did that because some of my favorite moments on Parliament Hill would be when I would have STU alumni on my tour. And I wouldn't often know until the end of the tour when they would come up and introduce themselves to me. And we would immediately be so excited to share this unique experience that is going to St. Thomas with a complete stranger. So this brings me to a theme that I know I will speak to and will recur a number of times throughout everything I'm going to say today, which is that I believe the thing that really sets St. Thomas apart is the passionate, close-knit community that exists both on campus when you are a student and provinces away when you're speaking to a total stranger. And I think that that's what's inherently unique about STU, and I'll speak to that a number of times today. So I also have to start off by saying when I first came to St. Thomas, I could not have imagined myself doing anything related to law or politics. And I most certainly couldn't have given you a definition of what public policy was, even though that is what I do every day today. So I often describe going to STU and all the things I was able to do both inside and outside of the classroom as a bit of a snowball effect. I found that one opportunity led to another, And I'll explain what I mean by that with a few examples from my personal experience at St. Thomas. So when I started first year, there was a few things from going to campus and meeting with admissions counselors and current students, as you folks are getting the chance to do today virtually in the open house. There was some things that I knew I wanted to do. I wanted to write for the Aquinian, St. Thomas's STU's student newspaper. I knew I wanted to live and be involved in residence. I really wanted to give campus tours because I loved mine so much. And I thought maybe I would get involved with the Students' Union. And I did all those things. But then those started to snowball a little bit. So after giving campus tours, that's where I had this idea that it'd be really fun to come back to Ottawa in one of my summers and give tours on Parliament Hill to visitors from all over the world, like I said. And in doing that, I learned so much about Canada's systems of government that I never knew before. And that's where I really fell in love with politics. So by the time I came back for my second year, I changed one of my majors to political science. Another example, by living in residence in my first year, I got involved in House Committee, which also earned me a seat on the Students' Representative Council of the Students' Union. And so in doing that, I learned more about the programs, services, and advocacy that the Students' Union did. And I often make the joke that I went to my very first council meeting as a very shy, soft-spoken first year, and I never left for the 4 years that I was at STU, and finishing my last few years as third and fourth year as Vice President Education and President of the Student Union. I spent all 4 years doing something on the Students' Union because I loved it so much. And because of that, though, I still get to tell my clients and colleagues today that I really got my first taste of learning how to do effective advocacy and government relations when I was at STU during my undergrad. And I can say very truthfully that I still draw on those experiences, the problems we solved, and the lessons I learned every day in my work as a consultant, where I now advise various national associations and different organizations on their government relations and advocacy activities. Another example, in my second year, like Brian mentioned, I was a residence advisor, and I got the chance to work with an incredible team to assist with residence programming, helping build connections between different housemates within the residence, and also just give general guidance and support to fellow students on how to navigate resources and supports during your university life at St. Thomas. And during that year, I became really close friends with one of my fellow RAs, and she kept talking about the moot court team. And I knew nothing about moot court or law, but I just kept hearing her talk about this process of reading case law, developing real legal arguments, and learning to present these arguments in front of real appellate court judges and do really well in competitions. And I just thought that this sounded like a lot of fun. I had no interest in going to law school at the time, but I just thought the competitions and the whole atmosphere was a really interesting environment. And fast forward a year later, and I was in Albany, New York, and I won my first moot court competition. And I had professors at the law school that was hosting the competition come up and start asking me about my future career as a lawyer, where I wanted to go to law school, how I wanted to do that. And even though I am not a lawyer or in law school today, I can say that as someone who was the first person in my family to go to university, it was opportunities like moot court that allowed me to see even beyond getting my Bachelor of Arts, which was a big deal in my family for sure, and really just push that dream and kind of that horizon about what I thought I could accomplish. And I was able to do that because I knew I had a community of support and encouragement at St. Thomas right behind me. So for me, St. Thomas was, I often think about it as this constant experience of stepping a little bit further outside my comfort zone. Moving from Ontario to New Brunswick, I didn't know anyone at St. Thomas. I didn't know what a major versus an honors was, and I definitely didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. But I had this opportunity to try different classes in subjects I never thought of studying. I learned more about the country and the world that I lived in. I learned how to advocate to government to create policy change that would improve the lives of other students. And I stood up in front of benches of judges and presented arguments at moot court competitions. And I firmly believe that every time I took a step outside of this comfort zone, I was able to grow. And I was able to grow a little bit because I had these constant, unique opportunities and that support and that encouragement right behind me at St. Thomas. And this included really the entire campus community, some of which you'll get a chance to speak to today. This includes professors who care deeply about my success, both in their classes, but I can say quite genuinely have continued to be mentors and support for me even since I graduated in 2019. This includes student support staff that helped guide me through really every stage of my life at St. Thomas, from the admissions staff right when I was applying, to academic advisors, to employment services, to residence life staff, and so many more, all of whom were always there whenever I had a question or needed to figure something out. And most of all, lifelong friends who made every day on campus super fun, but will also still be my friends for life. And so really what I think of my time at St. Thomas is the truth is I could have gone anywhere in Canada and gotten a Bachelor of Arts. But I really don't know that I could have gone anywhere else that provided me the same experiences that St. Thomas did. And this goes from those small class sizes that were mentioned right off that top, that average of 26 students in a class. I can't tell you how invaluable that is to have really enriching discussions with your classmates, really get to know your professors. And so that really unique in-classroom experience paired with these opportunities, some of which I just mentioned outside of the classroom, that really made my education come to life in such a unique way. And I know that it's that experiences, that the combination of those two, that set my undergraduate degree apart. And I also know that those are the types of things that still set me apart when I applied for a master's degree after leaving St. Thomas, and in these early years of my career since I finished my master's as well. So as you can tell, I left STU a couple of years ago with so much more than just a degree in my hand. During my time at St. Thomas, I really feel like I grew up. I discovered my passions and a path that I never would have chosen for myself before. I was really empowered by the people around me. And most of all, like I said, I met some of the most exceptional friends, mentors, professors, alumni, staff, and so many other people that make STU the place it really is every day. So as you go through this open house today and make this really important decision about your next steps, I encourage you to take every chance you can to learn about every opportunity that this small but very mighty and very passionate community has to offer. So thank you so much, folks, for the chance to share a little bit about my experience. I'm really excited for you all today, and I hope you enjoy today's open house.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you very much. And, you know,
My pleasure.
Thinking when you were speaking, I mentioned earlier, but we'll talk about the what and the how of what we do at St. Thomas, but importantly underscore the why. And your talk really emphasized the why. You know, really, I really appreciate the words that you said, but in particular, the snowball effect that you referenced. And it made me have this instantaneous flashback to my first year. And my roommate at the time, who was at STU a year before me, Nathan Benson, who said, "Hey, why don't you come with me to this students' union meeting, this committee meeting?" I had no real interest in it, but he's like, "No, come and meet some people."
Yeah.
And then I ended up volunteering, and then similarly to you, ran and was on the students' union as a VP. And it all traced back to that little snowball effect that started with him saying, "Hey, come to this meeting with me and meet some people, and you might find your interest." And it's amazing then to see how that snowball effect not only transcended your STU experience, but even the work that you're doing now is pretty significant and really interesting.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's such a relevant experience. You hear that from everyone's STU experience in their own way. So I think it's unique about, just like I said, that close-knit community. It really allows those opportunities to snowball. So glad to share that. And thanks so much for having me.
And I will, just before we go over to our panel, I'll say as well, just that about that why and the change makers that I have seen come out of St. Thomas over my 20 years of being involved with the university, like yourself. Going back again to my first year roommate, Nathan Benson, who also similar to you had a real interest in international relations, political science. He ended up doing his law degree and a master's, and then clerked with the Supreme Court. Had a really strong trajectory in law in that area, but then decided to pivot and work for the Refugee Hub, also in Ottawa, where you are, and because he wanted to impact change. And that is a unifying story that I've seen so many times with STU students. So for those who are watching and listening to Brianna, you know that choosing St. Thomas can give you the skills and give you the opportunity to really be a change maker, both in your local community and in our global community. And I think that's really about what it's all about here at STU.